Hello, this is Jongno, Seoul. Jongno is considered the heart of Seoul. I'm currently in front of Jonggak, where Bosingak Pavilion is located. You can see Jongno Tower, a landmark building in this area. It's quite unique.
The traditional building seen ahead is Bosingak. Inside that building is a very large bell, and it's said that during the Middle Ages it was rung twice a day, once in the morning and once in the evening. Nowadays, a bell ringing ceremony is held every January 1st, with approximately 100,000 citizens gathering here to welcome the new year. Seoul is divided into three major economic districts: Jongno, Gangnam, and Yeouido. Jongno was the first to develop and is the most representative urban area.
I'm planning to visit Youth Street and Cheonggyecheon Stream. Youth Street is the largest commercial district here. However, it's currently experiencing a downturn. This area was originally home to a large concentration of academies, many of which were English language schools for adults. Corporate headquarters were concentrated here, and office workers would often visit these academies after work to study English. Since the advent of online classes, the number of offline academies closing has increased, significantly reducing the number of people on this street. This is the entrance to Youth Street. There's a roof at the front of the street. In the past, street vendors filled the area, much like the famous Korean tourist destination Myeongdong. However, these have largely disappeared now. Just 10 years ago, this place was incredibly crowded, but COVID-19 likely had a significant impact. People began social distancing to prevent infection, and these lifestyle changes have changed many people's habits.
I visited this place on a Friday evening. Even though it would be bustling at other hotspots, the area was surprisingly quiet.
This street is characterized by the intricate array of signs clinging to the walls of buildings. The narrow road is dazzlingly illuminated by a variety of signs, creating an exotic atmosphere for foreign tourists. These vertical, tall signs are particularly striking. In fact, Seoul's urban renewal project a long time ago eliminated most of the wall-mounted signs. It retains a feeling most reminiscent of the streets of Seoul in the 1990s. Perhaps that's what sets this street apart.
However, this is only a foreigner's impression. Seoul residents, for whom the streetscape is so familiar, seem to lack a sense of its specialness. Today, young people seem to prefer visiting nearby neighborhoods like Ikseondong and Seoul, which retain traditional Korean character, rather than here. If you continue down the road ahead, you'll reach Cheonggyecheon Stream. This street is located right next to Cheonggyecheon Stream.
I arrived at the end of Youth Street. People were sitting at outdoor tables, drinking. Every time I visited, it was always packed. I heard it's famous for baseball fans drinking and watching games. Baseball is the most popular sport in Korea. There are tall buildings in front, and I'm standing on the Cheonggyecheon Bridge. I can see citizens sitting in a corner to watch the street performance. It seems like every time I visit, there's always a street performance taking place in that spot.
거기 장기판 금지된 거 아시죠? 그쪽으로 가시면 안 됩니다.
와, 이게 진짜 무서워. 생각했는데.
탑골공원에서 장기가 금지됐어?
탑골공원의 장기판 금지.
The high-rise buildings you see ahead are the headquarters of famous Korean conglomerates. The building on the left is the headquarters of Hanwha, Korea's leading defense company. The building on the right is the headquarters of Mirae Asset, Korea's leading investment bank. This illustrates why Jongno is considered Seoul's representative downtown area. The offices of many of Korea's leading companies are densely packed here.
This time, let's go down the stairs and walk along the road next to Cheonggyecheon.
Cheonggyecheon is an artificial stream created in 2005. It existed as a stream even during the medieval Joseon dynasty, but as Seoul became urbanized, it was covered by a dedicated automobile road. Later, pollutants accumulated in the reclaimed stream, and the risk of explosions due to methane gas was raised. Therefore, the road was completely removed and the stream was restored.
As you can see, it's now a popular resting area for many citizens and a major tourist attraction in Seoul. Cheonggyecheon Stream connects to the Han River, and a 2-hour walk along the stream will take you to Seongsudang, a popular Seoul destination. That's where Cheonggyecheon ends.
I'm going to cross to the other side of the street and go back to where Jonggak Youth Street is.
이 속도 괜찮아? 네.
난 이길 수 없다.
아니면은
I've arrived at the point where I came down the stairs. Let's go up the stairs you see in front.
I'm going back into the alley of Jonggak Youth Street. This is my personal favorite view. I love the view of Jongno Tower through the alley.
This time I will turn right.
Even before urbanization, this area had been a prominent commercial district for approximately 600 years. In Seoul, there's a term called Sadaemunan. Since the Joseon dynasty, Seoul has had 4 city gates, one in each of the 4 directions. This term has long referred to the capital city. Because this area is near the palace, it has long been a popular destination for merchants.
스탠디 갔다 온 거. 근데 이거 2년 됐나?
As I walked along the street, I found myself back at the place I'd been before. I saw a familiar street scene. I'll continue walking along the street. This concludes my video. Thank you for watching.